Putting on Vicks, I've seen a lot of situations where guys will just kind of get in a hurry and they start putting Vicks on, and they're just trying to pump out as much work as they can in a day. And I get that. That's a good deed. But you got to watch out and pay attention to what you're doing when you're putting these Vicks on. 90% of the time, it's not, it's the installer that's putting the Vic
You got to
in.
be shitting me.
The other 10%
Wow.
might be possibility that it's just a crappy Vic or a crappy a brand. But when you guys are putting Vicks together, just take, I'm not saying take your time, but just look for the obvious things. Now, here, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm just going to put this 2-inch branch line together, and if you notice, my pipe is, if you notice here, the pipe is pretty much close to the same height, and that's what you want. If it's not, and it's, it's way down here or way up here or whatever, you want to make sure you get these pipes a little bit level. All it is just jacking up a hanger, down there or on the other side. Just jack your hanger up a little bit. And then when you go to put your Vic on, I'm going to set this down real quick. When you're getting ready to put your Vic on, take your hand, just go like this. Check your pipe. Make sure that you don't have any sharp edges on it. A lot of times when they come out of the fab shops, they're dented, or there's burrs on the end that can cut the rubber. So just rub your hand on it with your gloves without cutting yourself, and just make sure that there's no little bumps. I always carry a file with me in case I have a situation like that where I just have to, file the end of the pipe. So when you guys do this, like I said, 90% of the time that there's leaks on a job, it's not because of the Vic, it's because of the installer. Hate to say that, but it's always the case I see. And then, so I'm trying to do this with one hand, but you just make sure you get it in there, and it sits, there's no binding of the coupling, what have you. I can knock out a bunch of these really quick, and it goes really fast, as long as you're just making sure you're putting the Vic on properly and it's not binding up. And then, sorry, and then when you go to sink these with your impact gun, do a little bit on one side, do a little bit on the other side. You just kind of go back and forth so that you're not, the problem where most of the leaks are is right here, and it pinches every single, 95% of the time it's gonna pinch right there at that joint. So that's why when you're putting these together, you go in there and you do it even on each side as you're tightening it. That way it won't pinch that rubber. It's usually not a bad, Vic. It's just the installer's not paying attention to what he's doing when he's putting these down. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of leaks on one job, and a lot of it is just guys aren't trained properly, or they get in a hurry and they're trying to mass produce, and I get that. But also at the end of the day, if you got 200 leaks on your job, you're spending more time on the job than if you would have just done it right the first time. So, piece of advice. So when you guys go ahead and Vic these up, just make sure the pipes are, plumbed together, no kinks, and the edges of the pipe are looking good, and it'll all go well. Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you again.